So today I want to talk to you about anxiety, why it happens and how we can actually change it, because a lot of clients that I see are usually people with low self-esteem and anxiety issues, so I know quite a lot about it. I actually know first-hand from it because I used to be very anxious when I was very young. So I've had the problem, and I've also been able to let go of the problem. So I like to think I know a little bit about it. So what I want to talk to you... That's not going to work, is it?
Should we stop there? Do you want to start again?
Well, maybe we should start and carry on. There were some pigeons fighting, so I'm back now. So, let's get back on track. Why does anxiety happen? And how we can actually let go of it, because I've had it and I want to be able to give you the tools to be able to let go of anxiety whenever you want to. So that means you can focus on what you want. So why does anxiety happen? Now it's very, very simple if you break it down. Anxiety only happens in the mind. It happens in the mind because you're focusing on what you don't want. You're focusing on all the things that you don't want, so therefore you're creating these most amazing cinematic images in your mind of all the horrible things which may happen. Now when you make that movie in your mind of all the horrible things which could happen, you begin to get anxious. You begin to feel fear about it. You think, I don't want that to happen. So when that happens, your body starts to maybe pump more adrenaline, and that's why we begin to feel more anxiety. We feel it whether it be in our chest, our stomach, or our mind itself. So really, anxiety is by thinking and feeling of all the things which may happen that may go wrong. So that's why it happens. But the real key is, when you get that awareness, where you focus, you think, oh, wait a minute, I'm focused on what I don't want, that's a perfect time to stop that. It's almost like your brain's telling you, now it's time to focus on what you do want. Because ultimately, your body's trying to protect you by focusing on the things that what may happen, so you can begin to plan really. So you're planning on what we can actually do in that situation. So it's a wonderful intention of what the unconscious mind's trying to do. But as you know, if you've ever had anxiety, it doesn't make us feel very good. It doesn't make us feel empowered, and we sure don't really like to think about going into that situation. Whether it be a first date, whether it be presentations, whether it be buying a house, whether it be driving tests, whatever it is, the last thing we want to do is focus on all the things we don't want. Because when that happens, we feel the anxiety, and ultimately, we're getting our mind to put too much energy into it, which doesn't help us. Really doesn't help us whatsoever. So as I said, the first thing is to be aware of it. When you're aware of it, then you can shift your focus from there to exactly how you want to be. Focus on your desired outcome. Think about it right now in your mind. How would you like it to happen? Whatever you're anxious about, how would you like it to happen? If you visualize that right now, look how confident you'd like to be. See that you in your mind of how wonderful you'll be acting in that situation. See that you having all the resources that you want. When you begin to focus on how you want to be, then your brain begins to feel more confident about it. You're ultimately teaching it how to be able to act in that situation. In the NLP world, we call this future pacing. Ultimately, beginning to go through the future of how you'd like to be, which ultimately trains up our unconscious mind. It trains up our neurology, it trains up our behaviors to be able to then act that way how you want to act. So that's the real first key, to focus on exactly what you want. Now here's what I suggest. I suggest, as you go to sleep at night, let's just say you have something coming up. As you go to sleep, I'd like you to visualize seeing yourself over there being how you'd like to be. So ultimately, we call this being dissociated. See yourself in the image being absolutely amazing. See yourself with all those wonderful beliefs that you'd like to have. That maybe the belief that I can do this easily. I have all the knowledge and wisdom that I need. I have all the wonderful feelings. I've got the experience to do this. I have all the knowledge about it. See yourself over there in a movie as you go to sleep. Go through the whole experience from way before it, maybe from this moment on, getting better and better and better leading up to that event. And then going through the whole event. So you begin to see yourself really being the real you. As you do that, then go throughout the whole event and then go after the successful completion of it. Go inside the event, having completed your goal, having achieved what you wanted to achieve. When you look through the eyes that you become, looking through the crystal clear clarity of being the real you, then your unconscious mind will be able to find the natural triggers that will allow you to feel good in those situations. Ultimately, we're training up the mind to be able to act the way that you want to. And this isn't just so-called psychology. This is even biological as well. They've done lots of experiments with sensitive biofeedback machine where they've got people to visualize whether it be a race, so if it's an athlete doing a 100-meter sprint, when they get them to visualize that event, the body is actually firing off the same things, the same part of neural networks in the brain, and even the muscles as well, in a smaller fashion, obviously. And when it does that, the body thinks it's actually happening. Your mind can't distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. That's why we get anxious. That's why we get fearful, because our brain thinks, this doesn't feel good. I think it's real and I don't want this to happen, so you begin to feel that way. So when you focus on what you want, you focus on how you'd like to be, and really think and feel it, your body begins to just slow down. It begins to feel more confident, feels more grounded in who you are. When that happens, then you really begin to feel good. So really, when you get the anxiety, it's a wonderful thing, because it means you can then think, there's a warning signal. There's like my body telling me, now it's time to focus on what I want. So to me, that's why anxiety has an effect on us. We're focusing on what we don't want, and our biological body responds with all the anxiety. When we change our focus and focus on what exactly we do want, then we begin to feel good. So allow that to be in your mind for the future, so you can focus on exactly what you do want. And that is an amazing way to let go of anxiety right now. So that's how anxiety works, and that's how you can let it go. And I look forward to talking to you very, very soon.